gives you an idea of how you can see in here how clear it is, because it's very shallow just here. Be very careful, these banks are absolutely flipping lethal. Talk about slippery, don't even begin to describe it. Float around with the flow and get into that slack of water. No, it's not gone round, has it? There must be weeds there. I'll leave it there for now just to see if anything happens. Hi, well today I've come to the Chubb stream at St Ives. I've only fished it twice this season. I would normally fish it more, but the first occasion I think was in July and I managed one chub, which is pretty good going for this stream really. And then the second occasion I think was in October and I didn't catch a thing, I blanked. So as we approach the end of the season I thought I'd give it one more go. It's running very low after all the high water problems we've had. It is really running low and it is quite clear. In the deeper spots it looks more coloured, but when you look in the shallows it really looks clear. So I don't know, I think again one chub today will be a success. I've walked a fair way down to start, and then what I'll probably do is explore around this sort of area and then work my way back up towards the start when I'm ready to sort of pack up. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's been a gorgeous week. I've been away a few days, I only got back on Thursday, so first opportunity to get out really. And yeah, it's been a gorgeous week. The rivers have fined down nicely. Probably a bit too much sun for chub fishing, but there we go. So shall we see how we get on? Oh yeah, and I'll mention I bought my cane rod today and a centre pin. I thought given it's a very small stream, I thought it was ideal for the cane rod and the centre pin. So just add a little bit of interest to the session. So right, let's get going, shall we? Well, this is a well-known chub haunt under the tree there. I was thrown in when I first arrived, which is probably quarter an hour, 20 minutes ago now, because I was messing about setting up cameras and that. When I first arrived, I threw in some bread pellets. It's an awkward swim for me to fish. I've got fairly limited mobility these days. And, but we'll drop that bread under that tree if we can. As I say, I bought my cane rod and a centre pin just for a bit of excitement. I'm not very comfortable kneeling like this. I have to get in a better position. The bread's come off, that don't matter. I'll come back to you when I've sorted myself out. Things haven't started very well. It's a bit of a sloping bank here, it's a bit treacherous, and I didn't spot it, but my land net started slipping down the bank and it fell in the water. So I found out something today, that my landing net, both the pole and the net floats. But the trouble was the water is way below the bank level, and I followed it downstream and I finally managed to hook it out with the end of my rod, which was a miracle really. That would have been the end of the day's fishing if I'd lost that. So What a disaster. It's probably all on GoPro because I had GoPro switched on. I won't bother to show you all of it, but perhaps show you some of the more amusing bits when I was slipping down the bank trying to get hold of the net. What a disaster. I think this swim's probably finished after that, but I'm just having a cup of coffee and I'll give it another go. You never know your luck. I suppose the fish are used to things floating down, so we'll have a go, but I think this swim's finished, which is a bit of a pity, but there we go. Oh dear, oh dear. What a start to the day. I'm doing a voiceover at this point. I didn't leave the original audio on because it was a combination of quite a lot of bad language and me almost hyperventilating as I struggled to save myself sliding down the bank into the water while at the same time desperately trying to recover my landing net. It wasn't a very auspicious occasion. Anyway, I thought you might like to see at least part of the episode. It took me quite a while to get it back. There was a lot of failed attempts and I was getting more and more frustrated and anxious. But I got it back in the end, so we got there in the end, but it really wasn't the best start to the day. No, not at all. Right, the landing net is now well back from the edge after that disaster. Right, let's see if we can, as I say, I think any self-respecting chub would have long since vanished, but you never know your luck. No, nothing doing. This spot always looks very inviting with a raft. I've never caught from here, but I'm going to give it a go anyway because there's always a first time. Oops. I've got the landing net a bit further back here, but this bank is flat, it's not sloped. That was the problem in that other bank, it was very sloped. Caught on my finger. That wasn't very good, was it? Problem is, although there's a raft on the top, I think the flow underneath is very fast. Right, number 3. Let's see what we do here. There's an undercut under this bank, but the level's down so much. I don't know. But I'm just going along, really trying 10 minutes or so in each of these spots. In the hope there may be a chub at home. I have caught chub from this spot before, so it's not unprecedented. Let's make sure it's sinking okay. Sure, that might have been a bite actually while I was tightening the line up. Be annoyed if it was. Either that, I got caught around that twig down there. I'll be annoyed if I've missed a bite. Maybe not. Not sure the bread would still be on there. Try not to get caught around the twig this time. See, it did it again. Sort of went round straight away. I'm sure it wasn't me. This is weird. I'm going to hold the line next time, see if I can feel anything. That's twice it's done that. As the bait went in, the rod went round. It's almost as if something took it on the way down. But the bread's still on, which don't make sense really. I think I'm imagining things. There's some slack water down there on the edge of these reeds. These reeds are providing like a slack. To be honest, it'd be better if I was a bit further down, but it's a very difficult bank to fish and I'll be right on top of the fish, so I'll try from here. It gives you an idea of how you can see in here how clear it is, because it's very shallow just here. Be very careful, these banks are absolutely flipping lethal. Talk about slippery, don't even begin to describe it. See if I can let that float around with the flow and get into that slacker water. No, it's not gone round, has it? There must be weeds there. I'll leave it there for now just to see if anything happens. Slack water's a bit further down really. I don't think I can fish, it's so high that bank. I'd have to get down on this little bit here and it looks lethal. Perhaps try walking along and casting. But this is firmly stuck in the middle, which is not where I wanted it to be. This is where I could have done with a fixed ball reel. I didn't expect to be casting long distances in this stream. That's it. Now that should pour round into that slack water if we're lucky. Not catching any fish, but it's a lovely day. Really quite mild. Could have managed without the coat really, but these coats are useful because they've got lots of pockets in. I think we're rapidly approaching the time when it will be a gilet rather than a coat with pockets. I don't know whether really to go much further downstream. I've walked this stream in the past and there are very few sort of accessible spots. I may walk a little bit further, but most of the good spots are in the first two meadows, which I've already passed. Although I didn't stop at most of them, I was going to do them on the way back, so we may be a bit lucky on the way back. But yeah, see, it's definitely slacker on this side, and I thought with that fast water going through the other side there, the fish may be down in this slacker water, but I don't know really. Looking at the debris everywhere, it's obviously been coming through here at a very great rate and very high. So the fish, I don't know where the fish are, to be honest. Anyway, I'll perhaps walk a little bit further down this stream, but I think, to be honest, I'll probably start backtracking soon and drop in a few of the spots further up. There's a, you can see the reed bed there, obviously. I assume you can if I'm bending forward. Behind it is a sort of deeper slack. I can't really approach it from the other side of the tree or the bush, because I'll be right on top of it. So I was going to try and cast into it from here. I think this would be my last sort of attempt at this end of the stream. Wind's getting up a bit. These banks are absolutely lethal. So I can use my landing net handle as a prop. I'll just stand up down here. It's flat at the bottom, but the rest of it is bloody lethal. think I'll lift this wood vest up so I can get the line over those reeds. That's it up there. Not the best conditions really. Low clear water, bright sunshine. It's just really working out where these fish might be. Yeah, I think after this I'm going to walk back and try a few spots on the way back. No, I think if there was a chub down there, it would have obliged by now, to be honest. Well, I've caught here before, but it's a very difficult place to fish. I'm only going to have one cast. Again, if there was a chub down there, I think it would have gone for it fairly quickly. Now we move on, I think. Actually, it had all swung round and it didn't stay where I wanted it to stay. Oh. This used to be a very reliable spot to catch a chub, but not recently. I can't remember the last time I caught here. So, but obviously it's worth a try. It's produced in the past. It's worth giving a try to. hope to get out once more next week before the end of the season. Unfortunately, I've got other things on next week, so there's not many days free, but probably go to the trout stream. Fingers crossed I can at least get one more chub before the end of the season, because I'm not sure we're going to succeed here today. No, I'll go and put a worm on, see if that brings anything. I'll try one more cast actually, just see if I can get nearer to the edge of the raft. As I say, this used to be a go-to chub swim, but not any longer. That's me moving the rod. No, nothing's interesting in the bread, is it? I'll get me a little pot of worms and see what that brings. Right, let's put a worm down in the slack here. See if there's any. I need a bit more line than that. If there's any perch down there. As I said before, this rod's not the best for perching. The tip isn't really sensitive enough. Perch will probably let go as soon as they feel it. But I'm beginning to wonder if there's any fish down here, to be honest. Well bred, worm, absolutely nothing here. You would think after all this, oh, had a kingfisher just went past. You wouldn't have seen it, I only just saw it. You would have thought after all this flooding, and you can see this bank's been underwater. You can see the debris in the bushes and the trees, and you would think somewhere like this, a nice sheltered spot, there would be some fish. But there's not even a nibble. Not even a nibble. Right, I may move on. Not many spots to try now. I think our chances are rapidly running out today, I'm afraid. But there we go. As I said right at the beginning, I've only fished this stream twice this season. I usually fish it more than that, but you can probably see why I haven't been too keen. It has really become quite challenging compared to when I first fished it. But there we go. Now, oh, I'm now stuck in some reeds or something. There's a lot of rubbish down there as well as anything else. Right, we'll move on. Right, just moving upstream a little bit. A couple more spots after this, and I think we're done. Again, I've caught chub here, but not recently. It used to work 3 or 4 years ago, doesn't seem to work anymore. Water slackens off just to the right down there. Difficult cast though with this pipe in the way. That's probably as good as I'm going to get. Still a bit too close to the bypass. The rivers have been really tough this winter. They don't seem to be getting any easier. A great big lump of flake. If there's any chub around, they can't miss it. I've got the sneaking feeling they're just not around. They're not there, we can't catch them. No, not happening, is it? Well, just 2 spots left to try now. Not looking good, is it? We tried our best. If success is measured in effort, then today I succeeded. If it's measured in the number of fish you catch, then I completely failed because I didn't get a bite. I didn't get a touch. I looked on the website to sort of decide where I was going today in terms of water levels, and this one seemed the best bet, and I think it was too low. In fact, that was the problem, and it was very clear. But although it was low, it was really pushing through, so it was a sort of worst combination possible, really. Difficult to find any slacks. Tried my best, tried a number of spots that I've succeeded in the past, but absolutely nothing at all. It didn't start well by nearly losing my landing net, and at the end my power pack ran out on my GoPro. I've never used up the power pack, I've used up the internal battery before, and I think that's because I left the GoPro on while I was trying to get my landing net back, and it took me over 20 minutes probably trying to get that landing net back. So I ran out of power in the end. Basically, you didn't see much of the last 2 spots, but I didn't succeed. In fact, it's the top of the stream, and it was moving faster there than anywhere else. So I didn't hold out much hope, to be honest. Anyway, one has to try, and I promised myself a trip back to the Chubb stream. It's only my 3rd trip this season, and on the basis of the last couple of trips, I'm starting to sort of have negative thoughts about it as a venue. When I first fished it 4 years ago, I caught chub, and I carried on catching chub for a couple of years, but more recently it's been really, really hard. Anyway, enough chatting. Thanks for watching if you've watched this far, given the total absence of fish. And thanks as always to subscribers and those of you who give me a like. That's nice. I'm going to try and get out next week. Perhaps go to the trout stream, see if I can at least pick up one more chub before the end of the season, and then after that I suppose it's looking for a lake somewhere. Anyway, as I say, thanks for watching, and as always, bye for now and cheers.